A very good morning to my dear students. In this video, we will be discussing plant layout specifically for the apparel industry. So textile and apparel, but we'll be discussing about the apparel industry where we manufacture different types of garments. Yeah, it has four basic layouts actually. Three, you can say three or four basic layouts: flow forward layout, side to side layout. Okay, next. Now and the hanger layout. Now, in this flow forward layout on the left hand side, you're saying what happens actually is what you're seeing around the thing is it's a drone shot. That is bird's eye view or plan of this sewing. The rectangle is a sewing machine. Right and left squares. You can see the round is the head of the operator. Left is there to keep the raw material. The squares, rectangle sewing machine. And in the front, another square with a double line is after sewing, that component goes to the other operator who is sitting in front of you. So the component, the sewn component flows forward in this particular layout. That is why flows means it goes. So that we call flows layout. So that is what happening here in flow forward layout. So that is a very interesting layout actually. You stitch, push it in the front. He with his left hand, the operator sitting in front of you with his left hand, it will be, he'll just take it, stitch it, and again put it forward, and the next operator with the left hand. One more point I like to stay here. Assuming, like most of us, we have right hand, where we take in left hand stitch and then dispose it in the right hand. But here they are trained accordingly. So that is one layout. Now come to side layout. In side to side layout, in a horizontal fashion, the operators sit down. The square you're seeing is operating machine. Left side rectangle is where you keep your raw material. So, but the advantage here is side to side layout. You can move quickly. You stitch and then goes to the next person. So the sewn component for you the finished product moves easily for the next operator. That is this that is this unfinished product. So you have if you take a men's full sleeve shirt, you have 42 operations in which you need 42 operators. So each one for him when the equipment, the component, the garment component comes, it is the raw material for him and he has to stitch his part, assuming example a collar. After stitching, it goes to the next operator. Yes, the four types of layout commonly used in apparel industry based on the design and the quantity of work. We are seeing it here. First, we'll see the linear layout. It is a straight line system wherein the pre-sewing and the post-sewing is on the left and right hand side respectively. Very common in Indian industries, this particular linear layout, most common, and it is very effective for our workers also, the type of operators we have. Then we have the U-shaped layout, okay, suitable in such a way you see the arrow going from left to right, and then the finished product where it starts, it comes to the place where the raw material is fed. So this is a part production stations may be placed inside the U form, and this is something like a hanger layout wherein work is faster and easier as far as the operators go. They find it easier and faster. So this is what the U-shaped layout is about. Then we come to a comb shaped. Why it is named a comb? Just like when we comb a hair, the comb is in this shape. So you have actually several linear layouts. On the right hand side, you see the arrow going three rows, several linear layouts. When the product is completed, it goes in a straight line. Horizontal linear layouts joining the main line in a linear layout. So that is comb shape. See, all this is based on the design of the garment. Is it a fashionable garment and what is the quantity you need it? Then right hand side, you have the block layout. Each block constitutes eight sewing machines. So we call it plural units combined to form individual blocks. So one block constitutes minimum eight sewing machines and they will make a particular part of the garment. So similarly, four such is placed. This format is suited in organizations where production groups or semi-permanent layouts of a small lots. When I say small lots, Let me take an example of a t-shirt. I have only 5,000 pieces order for a particular design. So you please understand, t-shirts today, lot of designs are coming out. So if a buyer orders 1 lakh pieces, he gives 20 different designs. The colors may vary, no problem, but basic design. So 5,000 per design, 5,000 t-shirts. This block layout is suitable, wherein 8, 8 and 8 sewing operators, total 32 operators in different areas will be situated. But one disadvantage here is you need a lot of space in the industry for this particular block layout. Then this is what we are discussing about. Whatever I told you about linear, U-shaped, combed shaped, and block is what we discussed. Yes. Then how do you design a layout? How do you design a layout? Very, very important. An apparel engineer, a textile technologist or an apparel engineer, once a textile technologist or a fashion technologist or apparel technologist enters the industry and he is given in charge of planning the layout, he becomes an engineer automatically. So the engineer's work here is to design a layout, proper plan view of the production area. So here very important, whatever shop floor he has given, first of all, he has to locate the permanent fixtures, that is the walls, pillars, exit points, entrance area, the entrance door, and then any presses and air condition packages. These are all unmovable, they are not movable. So first of all, he or she has to draw to scale the size of the factory. That is, let us take it as a shop floor. In general, the scale is put all over the world. This is an unofficial rule they follow. The scale must be 1 is to 50. That is 1 centimeter for every foot in Britain. Here in non-Britain countries, non-Commonwealth countries, it's 1 centimeter for every meter. 1 is to 50 or 1 is to 100. It is suitable, accepted. Okay. Using construction paper or a paper board, you prepare templates of the equipment and tables to be placed, especially sewing area. What equipment is rectangle in shape, and the table, it is either rectangle or square, depending on it. So that is what you have to prepare. So in this particular slide, you can see. So just we'll talk about that square area. The template is here. Location code here, that is very important. That number should not be repeated. And the type of machine, an example is given. So we read that because each type of machine varies in size. So that is what it's called, type of machine. This is how for one machine, one table is given, and this is how you prepare a template. Please remember, the factory in the shop floor must be of a particular scale. Here also, you must approximately take a scale, assuming the normal sewing machine table width is 3 feet and also the length is 2 feet. But what are the attachments? So like that, you can just take this and fix it on the chart. So that is the base. And depending on number of machines you want to put and where you want to put, example, if a pillar comes, you cannot put. So where you want to put, you can make it as a chart just to get a bird's eye view of the area. Yeah. Arrange all the templates in a plan view, approximate location. At this stage, don't worry about walls and pillars. Place the pieces in what seems an ideal arrangement according to your experience and knowledge of an easy movement of materials. Okay. First arrange equipment and assembly process, then arrange the equipments and the parts process, depending on what it is. Here you can just see it is all drawn to scale. Machine table is 24 centimeter, 24 millimeters in width, in length. So similarly, 11 centimeters width of the table. Then here you see work table extension and a side table. What you're seeing here is an international standard for all types of sewing machine where an individual operator works on the sewing machines. So then you have a vacuum table is always used for ironing the finished garment or the ironing piece. So it needs a vacuum, it success accordingly. Then any modification in layout You can do it after finishing. That idea you will get only after the entire machines what you are planning to be put is there. So modifications can be done because there will be hindrance to movement in certain areas. So in a bird's eye view, you can easily find out that to avoid hindrance in movement, you have to shift the machines. In this case, that particular template. Yeah. Then finally, you develop a final layout. And once you follow these procedures, as per I am talking about the Indian standard, this is what is there. Center is the table. The rectangles you see on the right and left side are the sewing machines. And in between the gap, the operator sits down, which in India, many workers, operators, and industries find this comfortable. Very important. Comfort is the first thing what you got to see for an operator who's continuously in that shop floor for 8 hours. So thank you with this slide. Thank you very much.